Going. Over. Do you like that?
Bit of a through the keyhole moment, eh, pal? Mine definitely wouldn't break, believe you me.
I can find this up for you now if you wish.
Right guys, you join us on an extremely sunny day in the beautiful Burnden Park, and we're about to start a little adventure tracing the history and legacy of one Mr. Fred Dibnah. Now we're actually stood on the spot where Burnden Park Football Stadium used to stand back in the day. So you used to come over here for the match, you'd jib into this little pie shop, which I believe Fred was an avid frequenter of. I'm joined by my mate Harper, and you'd come over here and watch the game. There used to be massive floodlights on pylons and whatnot, you know. But we're actually here today because if you look just over the Subway shop there, you can see a curious little chimney stack poking out on the horizon, and apparently that was built by Fred back when he was 15 or 16 year old. So yeah, I hope you're going to enjoy this little series, guys. I think we'll have a couple of episodes, and pretty much what we're going to do is track down what remains of his legacy, the remnants of his work, and perhaps a few static engines what are knocking about. We might even be able to track down Betsy and the Land Rover, but we'll finish you on a little shot there of the old pie shop what he used to frequent, and then we'll jib down to his mum's old gaff. Let's do it, man. Alright guys, we've made it around the back of Fred's mum's house, who I believe was called Betsy Dibnah. This is the back of the old Harks of Bolton, I believe it is. An old garage. Now you've got a brand new Porsche garage here, but back in the day I used to live over the road near that pie shop, and there used to be an old track here. I'm not sure if it was a dog racing track, so let me know if you know what it was, but I used to walk my dog on there at night when it was derelict. But if I just swing you around here, we can get a little detailed look at the old chimney stack that he built back in the day. I figured I'd show you from up here, and then we'll drop down into that little cobbled back street, give you the close closer look. Just look at that, guys. Proper old school, Great British terraced street. If you see there, you can see the old cobbled alleyways. We'll show you down one of them in a minute. And where this grass verge is now, once stood the humongous walls, side walls of the Burnden Park Stadium. So you can imagine a little Fred Dibnah bobbing up and down this road when he was a kid, under the smog of the floodlights which once stood on some massive pylons in all four corners of the stadium. Incredible. But if you look there, we've made it across to Alfred Street, which was once the home of Fred Dibnah's mum, Betsy, and a young man who would grow up to become one of Bolton's most renowned TV presenters and the world over known Steeplejack. And if we show you up there, there is one of the first stacks that he ever built. Yeah, now I thought it was number 10, guys. It's actually number 8. So that right there is the gaff that Fred grew up in as a little nipper. How cool is that?
Oh, how do you do? Is it alright? Oh, well, we're not so well. Doing our best. All we do very smartly and speedily as possible. How long has it been smoking?
A month or 2.
A month or 2? Why didn't you tell me? You normally do that. You normally cause a lot of bother and
Not
sound.
time to do anything for me.
Oh, I know that.
Here we are, guys. The old back street, cobbled back street of Alfred Street. Birthplace, I believe, of the one and only Mr. Fred Dibnah. And what we're hoping to achieve through this series is just pretty much, not so much an in-depth life story, more of a search, if you will, for the history that remains and like I said before, the legacy that is left behind. We're not devout historians on Fred, but we're just hoping to give you a little bit of a more in-depth look at what is left behind. And we figured what better a place to start than his humble childhood abode. Mint.
He's not a bricklayer, but he built that. Oh, it was awful, I didn't want him to do that. The evening news came round and took the photograph when I was at work.
I built this when I were about 17 years old. we had a stack like the one next door, you know, with 5 pots on, which 4 of them were disused and smoke only went up one. So I thought, well, we'll take all these 4 down and build a nice chimney stack, you see. So I didn't really design it, I just built it. It just ended up that shape. Everybody said I was crazy, you know. But it never cracked, and it's got a lovely draft on it, you know. Suck your house slippers off when it's going at bottom.
Just look at that in the shadow of the sun. Incredible little cinematic shots you can get here. And all the telegraph wires. The old chemtrails in the sky. But yeah, even though this is only the start, I'm already enjoying what I'm doing, following in Fred's footsteps. And I'm sure if he's seen the state of the ever-changing landscape of Bolton today, I don't particularly think he'd be too happy. But anyway, we're gonna bob down here, we're gonna cross over these traffic lights, and in true Fred Dibnah fashion, we're gonna go and get ourselves a nice pie from the old Burnden Park Pie Shop. I reckon meat pie, mushy peas. The old Burnden Park Pie Shop, famous for its whist pies. We're actually about to speak to a lady who once knew Fred, as he used to shop in here. So we'll have a little word and then see what history we can find out about the old chap, and possibly what he used to order. I'm thinking meat and potato. Right, Mandy, you're on the spot now. I'm sorry to grab you from your work.
Okay.
Pretty much we're just tracing the remnants of Fred's, well, we're following in his footsteps.
Alright, okay.
Looking at all the places he used to frequent, tracking down some of the history and the remnants of his legacy pretty much. So we're wondering if you ever spoke to him, and possibly what he would have ordered back in the day.
That's easy. Yes, did speak to him. They went to school with my dad.
Right.
My dad's best friend.
What school was that then?
St Michael's just up the road.
Right, okay.
His mum used to live just across the road.
Yeah, we've been over there.
Right, okay.
Yeah, done that.
And his favourite pie with meat and potato.
I told you, I knew it. So yeah, nice one for that. That's all we wanted you for. So
Okay.
you got yourself in a bit of a flurry for nothing.
Alright.
Sorry for grabbing you in your work time, but
That's
nice
alright.
one for that. And I'll have a meat, potato and mushy
Alright.
peas, please.
What about the silent one at the back?
Yeah, what you having? Same.
Okay.
Nice one. Yeah, so there we go, guys. 1907 that gas been established since. So nice one to Mandy for giving us a little bit of an unexpected interview. And get yourself down here for the pie, guys, because you get a very nice warm welcome and the pies are really good. Me and my mate Harper know, because we've just had a freebie. And what better freebie than the old meat and potato, just like Fred. So nice one for the free pie and letting us drag you out of your work time. Get yourself down here, guys. Burnden Park Pies. thing of beauty. It really is. And we've actually found out there is a bit of kit on this old steamer that was acquired from Fred Dibnah himself. So we'll figure out what it was in a minute. The Evening Star. I'll tell you what, the smell that these things produce is beautiful, and I can definitely see the attraction for Fred. What a cracking bit of machinery that is. Just listen to that sizzling away. Incredible. Just look at that one. Incredible.
Me and my granddad built it to look like a Land Rover. So it's a two-wheel drive, 8 miles per hour.
The Burg of Grangemouth. What a cracking piece of kit that is.
Perfect, thank you. Here comes Dave. Dave, sorry for bringing the arena parade forward a little bit, but you can understand me a bit here.
Brilliant.
Everywhere. All Land Rovers have a name.
Yeah. Do you mind being on film, pal? Do you not mind? No. I'm just wondering which bit of kit it was that Fred gave you.
Well, you can't see it. It's just on the. You have to climb up to see it.
Yeah.
It's the oiler on the big end.
Oh, is it? Right. All right.
Yeah.
So how did you come about acquiring that then?
I was chatting to him one day, and he said I'd had one come apart.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, come here and give it me."
Yeah.
I went, no, you have it. So it's really nice.
Yeah.
You know, so
Quality little piece of history now.
Yeah. It's off a Fowler actually. The bit you gave.
Yeah. Right. All right. So are we all right to have a peek into your digs?
Help yourself.
Is that all right? Yeah.
Would you like me to go around it with a fresh duster first?
Yeah.
Run without actually moving.
Sorry?
Can you make that run without actually
It is
moving?
doing.
Is that
Yeah.
you know, like,
Can we get a bit of steam coming out at the top for a cinematic?
Oh, okay.
If you don't mind, please.
This one's got quite an interesting
Yeah, it's a quality little event, this, guys. Some really nice people here. Just look at that.
Series 1 now. Got a diesel engine in there, so flip that back and repaint it. It's not worth it in the grand scheme of things. A little more power and that, I'll keep it going if it is. Absolute Rover, a little bit better riding, a little bit better off-road. As I say, it's built by Land Rover Special Vehicles for special order. There were only ever 2 Land Rovers that were designed specifically for the military.
Yeah, so apparently this is the one that has a little piece of kit what was given to this chap by Fred. So we've found another cool little bit of history for our documentary. Brilliant. Yeah, so now, guys, we're gonna have a little peek inside the typical digs of a traction engine owner. If you look there, we've got a cool bit of history for you. The old Sangus sign. This was actually featured in a Morecambe and Wise. Was it a film or a documentary, Rick? Yeah, I'll transition you to a little shot of this in the film itself.
Much needed sustenance.
Thank you, Eddie.
Homemade. Oh, I see. Bit of courting in your spare time. Nothing as irresistible as a small fellow with cake.
Look at that quality. So we'll show you inside the digs, so you get a feel for what it's like to live in a little gaff like this. A bit of a through the keyhole moment, eh, pal?
Yeah, I'm just trying to tidy up a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
before you come in, you know, unsuccessfully, I'm afraid. Keep the beer out of the way, Phil.
All ours has gone.
Shall I explain what this is?
Yeah,
actually
yeah, if you
about?
don't mind, pal, if you don't mind.
This is it's called a living van for a good reason.
Yeah.
Because this is what the steamroller driver would have lived in when they were out on contract. Not
Yeah.
so much the ones on the council, but the ones that were a long way from home.
Yeah, yeah.
They wouldn't have a car or anything like that, or maybe a push bike
Yeah.
if they were lucky. So Monday to Friday they'd be out on the job and living in this. So they would sleep like me.
Yep.
Oh, probably a bit better than me. Cook with the stove, make the meals, carry the coal and the firewood and everything. And sometimes they'd be out for longer. They would pick their wages up from the post office.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
there's nothing new.
And straight at pub.
Yeah, and yeah, well, who knows? And so, yeah, they used to survive in these things.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, wow.
we use them as life support when
Yeah,
we go to
yeah.
rallies. So,
I'd get my head down in one of these, there's no question about it.
well, an evening in the beer tent helps. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm afraid you do catch me in a bit of an embarrassing state. It's not always quite as bad as this, but we have got a
easily
bit
done.
of modern backup in case the fire goes out. You know.
I bet it's nice and toasty in here at night, though,
It
isn't
can be toasty. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm letting the fire go out because, of course, we're gonna hit the road a little bit later
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
and the last thing we want is this falling over
Oh,
and
aye,
the thing
oh,
going
aye.
up in smoke like something out of Peaky Blinders. You know. So,
Yeah, I'm getting the Peaky Blinders vibes in it. To be honest with you. No, it's proper.
So,
proper
I'd have
old
done the
school.
washing up if I'd have known you were coming.
No, you can smell it. You know, there's like I see the not being into it myself, but I can see the attraction. You
Yeah.
know, seeing one of them things running, they're incredible, aren't they? You know.
Yeah, well, my dad and my granddad were both drivers on the railway.
Was they right? All right.
On Steamrock when I started off at the local museum
Right.
at Southport on the railway side, and a bloke had a steamroller and
Yeah.
I got involved in that.
Right,
and,
right.
and obviously years went by and you get your own and
Just been there.
you
Ever
know.
since,
So
like.
yeah, I'm fortunate enough to have it parked in my
Yeah.
back garden, which
That's
is a bit of a
pretty
dream,
cool.
you know. To
Pretty cool.
walk out with your brew and your baked
Yeah.
butter and light up your engine.
So you have your own workshop and that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, but I've had a lot of help from a lot of people.
Right,
you know.
all right.
And you know, my mate here, Andrew, he's helped me out
Yeah.
since the day I bought it. You
Cool.
know, and you do need people. You know,
aye,
you can
oh,
rely
aye.
on.
I can imagine. I
you
can
know.
imagine. I mean, how easy is it to acquire parts for something like that these days?
Well, thankfully, I've not had to acquire anything for a long time. Some
Yeah.
of the bits I have found, I wouldn't like to find again.
Right. All right.
And of course, it's all done online now. But quite often, there's an industry now of people making stuff.
Yeah. Right. Right.
In fact, there's people actually making these brand new.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, there's
Wow.
an engine called Talisman knocking about.
Right,
It's a
okay.
Fowler built by Alex Sharphouse up in the South Lakes there.
Yeah.
And his band of men, and they've built a road haulage loco. It was up at Chipping last weekend.
Cool.
Brand new, and other
Yeah.
people are doing the same thing.
Brilliant.
So you know, and that keeps the skills alive.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that's miles ahead of anything I could ever do. You
Well,
know,
I've-
I can just about keep
Yeah.
this going. You
It's
know,
a thing of beauty, though. That.
but
innit?
you
I
do
mean,
have people with sufficient whereabouts to actually do something
Oh, aye,
like that.
oh, aye.
I'm not one of them,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
So you've been to some at rallies Fred used to pitch up at and that then?
Yeah,
Because what we're doing for this film, we're kind of knocking about just finding the remnants that's been left behind. So,
Right.
You know, from the old chimney on top of his mum's house to, we found the old, you know, what did they call it? The weather. Oh, what's the name for it?
Weathercocks.
Weathercocks,
Yeah.
There's one still up in West Horton, so we've tracked that down.
Right.
We've got all sorts, so we're just getting bits and bats to put into this film. So
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I wasn't a close friend of Fred.
Yeah.
I did have a fortunate time to be going down his yard,
Oh, aye.
probably stopping him from getting on with what
Yeah,
he wanted
yeah.
to do. But he used to go to the Urmston Rally, the
Right.
Mayday Steam.
Yeah.
And while I was I'd bought this, you know, he was very amenable to talk to somebody, and I was young at the time, and then when I did actually finally arrive with it, he was one of the first people to turn up and sort of say well done, and you know, that type of thing. So he used to, when I started going to the Mayday Steam, it was kind of when he really hit the fame, and then he just couldn't walk about, you know. He was in his living van keeping out the way and everything, but like I say, he was you know, he was probably the reason why a lot of people like myself even got involved in this in the first place.
Well, that's why we're doing this, you know. It just keeps it all alive, doesn't it? And tracking this down, you know, just to see the engines, you know, we've got to have a couple of engines in film, but tracking one down with some parts that he's give you makes it that little bit extra special, you know.
It's the oiler, the oil cup, and you know, he freely gave it me, and now obviously sadly he's gone. It's nice little memento. But of course, his real legacy, of course, is his family. He's got 3 daughters and 2 lads, and you know, they all carry on in various different ways.
We'll have to film Land Rover and hopefully get to the old house and film what remains. It's been pretty cleared out now, you know, but we're going to head up to the cemetery as well, I think, to finish the film.
I mean, Jack and Roger, I mean, they're steam men in their own right as well. You know. And the 3 daughters are lovely people, and they run the Land Rover and do whatever they do, you know, various things.
Well, we've tracked it down at what's the
Astley Green Colliery.
Yeah, Colliery. Yeah.
Were you there?
We've been down there filming, but apparently they're going to be back there at some point. So we're going to bob down there. We're going to catch the Land Rover, the old pit head gear, because they've set that up there now, you know, for his back garden. So.
Because they had to do about 3 or 4 weeks ago there.
We've seen that. But we're kind of making this documentary over a year or 2. So
I see.
It's going to be a couple of series, you know, like half hour long.
Yeah.
In the same style as his original documentary. We're going to have the same font, so it's going to have a proper old school BBC feel, you know.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to getting it done. So it's a pleasure to speak to you, mate.
You're very kind. Thank you.
One day, if we can, we'll track you down again, because we're going to do a bit more filming and that, and maybe see you tinkering about in your workshop at some point. Would that be all right?
Problem. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for showing an interest.
Yeah, thank you very much, and thanks for coming.
My pleasure.
Cheers. Take care, mate.
I'll have a bit of a tidy up.
Just having a word with that chap, guys. You can. I was taking a couple of cinematics and just keeping it in this condition. You really do. It's like going back in history, you know. You're going back in time, coming into a place like this, and you know, this is how I'd have it no other way. But we couldn't make a Fred documentary without getting into the muck and smelling the same aromas that these old school digs emit. Yeah, it's quite a cool little gaff, and it's so warm in here. I can imagine just getting in at night, cracking a beer, and then sticking my kettle on, ready for the kit. guys, continuing on with our search for the legacy of Fred, we've actually found ourselves at the Bolton Steam Museum, and I've heard on the grapevine that there is a little static engine inside that belonged to Fred. So we'll take you around for a little mooch and showcase some of the stuff on display, and find a little bit more history as we delve into this Bolton legend's life. There are some incredible machines in here. So as you can see, we've got all the volunteers. This place is completely voluntary. So when you do bob in, you can drop a little donation off to helping keeping all these relics in good working order, you know, keeping a little bit of history alive. I think we'll set you up on this platform in a little bit as well and show you from above. Some stunning little contraptions, and I wouldn't have a clue where to start. Just look at the size of that one, guys. Wow. Just imagine working in these environments. And a lot of the times kids were knocking about these things, you know. Incredible. So this is the Crossfield engine, which once resided in the old Crossfield mill, Rochdale, I believe. Look at the gears on that. Wow. Or the cogs, should I say. Unbelievable. You can literally see it glistening off the lubricant, you know.
Yeah, but where's that slab then?
Incredible. I'll show you some of these from above in a minute. See Rick over there, who's joined me today, rocking the old merch. What you've got to remember is when Fred started thinking about with these things, pretty much everything he's learned is, you know, it's here, there and everywhere, just bits and bats of acquiring knowledge from the elders and whatnot, you know. He's pretty much completely self-taught, you know. So when you think about all of the things that he's restored or maintained and built, it's quite incredible. And he's just a guy who lives next door, you know.
I think it's time we went for a pint, actually.
And the first job survived.
Steam coming off.
Lovely old signs there. They're pretty cool. Yeah, I believe the engine we're about to have a little peek at, Fred's, was named after his daughter Caroline, and I believe she actually had it delivered here, and came to the, you know, like the official unveiling of it. Some more of them old school signs up there. You've got one from the Stretford District Electricity Board, 1929 to 1948, Trafford Power Station. There you go, you've got an old school boiler frontage there. And if we just set you down to the end of this little display, we find another piece of Fred's legacy. There she is, Caroline, the Westminster Engine.
You've really got to be the crackers, really being dedicated, you know. It kills a lot of men off, you know, and you never see them again, like, you know. Quite a few friends who've come with a great deal of enthusiasm, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that, and so they're after the first nasty winter, you know, boom, it's gone, never to be seen again.
Go. Fred Dibnah acquired this engine directly from Manor Mill in Chadderton to drive his steam-driven workshop. Oh wow, so it was back in 1978. Incredible. Yeah, I heard on the grapevine he used to bob down to the old Vaportech factory in Bolton to catch a little bit of I forget what it was called now, but it was like a sealant, you know, to protect steel from erosion. Yeah, apparently we're always down there, and I think you could tell by condition of that, you know, the type of dedication he would have put into his craft. Right, come on pal, it's your moment. It's your moment.
I've been on news more than once.
Have you got a bit of history about Fred's engine?
It initially started at Venice's,
right,
in Bolton.
Oh right, okay.
And it used to stock the boilers there.
Yeah.
And it was made there, Venice's engines.
Right.
I don't know the date, I'm sorry. But Fred acquired it and did most things.
Yeah.
And he had it driving his little workshop.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
see on his programmes. And Fred passed on, unfortunately. He was our last president, actually, Fred.
Was he? Right, okay.
Oh,
what, and you were based here back then?
Yes.
Right, I never
we had
knew
the
that.
engine room as well.
Right,
But funny
okay.
enough, the mill complex down. We've got just an engine house farther down.
Right.
And that's all, we can only have 5 engines in. There's a picture around the corner, you can
Yeah,
see that in a minute.
all right.
And he collared that. Fred passed on. His 2 sons had nowhere for it, to be honest. And again, chance again vandalised.
Yeah.
And I said to them, like, well, we'll look after it. We'll put it on display. It's your engine,
Yeah.
not long. And they brought it.
Brilliant.
So a colleague there that we were having an open day at the time.
Right.
And it was quite busy. And they opened the show up and backed this wagon in. And we lifted it up and put it down, like, you know, and people were looking up at it. You know, that's what it's like. Yeah, it would be if it dropped on you.
How long ago was that then?
Oh, dear me. Well, how long's Fred been dead? 6 years, 6, 7 years, something like that. Don't quote me on that, but it's knocking on.
Yeah.
It's a nice little engine. We just switch it on and leave it.
Yeah.
And when we actually, when myself and one of the lads installed it, we got it all up and running. We got Caroline herself.
Yeah, I've seen that. I read about that.
And do it like
Yeah.
Oh, it's quite chill.
That's quite a thing,
Well,
that, isn't it?
We
You know,
tied it in with the Mark 1 Land Rover.
Yeah.
And their visitor as well. and
Right.
accessory doors.
We're hoping to track that down at some point and film that too, you know.
Oh, it's a lovely little engine.
Yeah.
It just runs and runs and runs. Just leave it, switch it on, put
Yeah.
oil on and forget it. Oh, it'll be fun.
So do you reckon we might be able to get one of these?
Okay?
Do you reckon we might be able to get one of these kicking or what? One of these old.
We run a lot on electric.
Yeah.
Like I said, we don't run on steam. It
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
a second day.
As long
Well,
as
yeah,
you-
just tell me which one you want, I'll do it for you.
All right, yeah. We'll bob round
No
and have
problem
a.
at all.
We'll take a pic. Nice one, pal. What's your name again? Sorry.
I'm
Pleasure to meet you, mate.
My hand
Yeah.
is broken.
Oh,
My
sorry,
hand's
sorry,
broken,
pal.
though, Yeah, yeah, it's all right, no problem. Yeah. I dropped my wallet on it.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
mine
yours.
definitely wouldn't break. Believe you me.
I can fire this up for you now if you wish.
This one right here. Yeah, that'd
This
be
is
perfect.
unique.
That pal.
It's unique there.
Yeah.
It's basically one of it. It's made from bits and pieces.
Right.
It's never ever. It was a production engine.
Yeah.
You can see by riveting, like made by a blacksmith who was drunk, I think, half the time. Yeah, it was rescued from Yorkshire. He spent most of his life in the field, 40 years.
Right. All right.
Sack it.
There we go, guys. Bit of an exclusive. There we go. Wow, just look at that. It's quite an incredible sight when you see something that weighs such a weight, and you know
It's
it's
a 7-ton fly.
unbelievable that. I could imagine it'd make a bit more noise when it was running on steam though, wouldn't it?
You get a little bit of the sea missing through the pipe.
Yeah, yeah,
So when she's cruising, you only get the cut-off back in.
yeah. Unreal. Get you up close on this, guys. Grab that for us really, please. Let's look at that. So we've got it running through electric at the minute. But just imagine that when it's steaming away. Quite an incredible sight. Brilliant. So if you look down here, guys, not only has he got one of them going for us, we've pretty much got the lot going. Just listen to that sound now. Wow. So you can get a proper feeling, you know, of what it would have been like back in the day working in places that housed such monstrous machines, you know. Incredible. I can definitely see why Fred had such a love for this type of stuff, you know. He was definitely a man born in the wrong era. Incredible. And here's the one I wanted to see. Just look at this one on end here. What a piece of kit that is. You can hear the bass of it rumbling below, you know. Wow. And you just imagine getting caught up between that. My lord, it'd be game over. What an incredible sight that is. Absolute gold. If you look here, guys, we've got this one going as well. There's a bit of work going on outside. I'm not sure what they're up to, but it's an ever-evolving place, you know. And it's definitely worth the visit if you're into this type of stuff, you know. Even just to see Fred's engine and pay a bit of a homage to a local legend, you know. Quite incredible. And this chap Alan, he's bobbing around switching all these on for us, because they're not actually open today. A bit of Urban Collective exclusive access I mean, if you just look at that, guys, with the clocks and gauges. Oh, this one's called Lily. Brilliant. Yeah, it's like your dog, Rick. It's called Lily, this one. Lily. Oh, yeah, definitely. I can imagine, pal, I can imagine. But if you just look at that, what an incredible piece of machinery it truly is. I wouldn't have a clue where to start. I really wouldn't. And I'd set my hat off to you know, for doing this. And,
my Facebook page,
yeah,
is that the motif, that black and white.
Oh right, this up
not
here.
Not that there. It's a negative of that Bolton Steam Museum there on the other side.
Right, okay.
I'll show you.
Right, so that's for your Facebook page.
That's my page, Facebook.
Brilliant.
You can lift any. I've got all the pictures, all the engines.
Yeah.
Lift them off by all means. There's no confidence.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, no, I will do. I'll definitely check that out, pal. Yeah, nice one for that. Yeah, I'll crack on then. And then, yeah, if we can go up top, that'd be brilliant. Just take a little look around, pal. Yeah, we'll take you up to the top now, guys, so we can have a look at this place from above. Oh wow! Oh, that's named after me nan, Elsie.
Just go there,
brilliant. Oh wow, look at that, guys. That is an incredible sight, you know. I mean, I come across these things when they're all knackered and rusting away, covered in pigeon feces, you know. So to see them in all their glory chugging away like this is quite an incredible sight. It really is. You know, you can imagine the cigarette smoke and the stained cups of char that have been hammered in the name of progress, you know, on one of these bad boys. Incredible. And I'll tell you now, I mean, you can just imagine some of the injuries caused by these things over the years. I'm not surprised our Alan here's got a broken hand. In fact, we'll ask him, how did you break your hand, Alan? How did you break your hand?
Kitchen door slammed on it.
A kitchen door. So you work amongst all this and you broke it on the door.
One over there, took my shins to the bone on one of them.
Oh, has it? Wow.
3 ribs as well.
I can imagine.
It's a love-hate relationship there.
Most definitely.
It takes me as well.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, so we'll crack on down here now, guys, and we're going to get up top and take a little. Oh wow, look at mechanisms on that. Just to even conceive such a contraption is just beyond me. I know.
Nothing fancy, no computers, no nothing.
Unbelievable. Well, it's like all the stuff that Fred acquired knowledge-wise. He's pretty much done it off his own back, hasn't it?
That's it, you live and learn.
Incredible. It truly is. Can we bob up top then, pal, and have a little peek from above?
Have you had a look? As you get near the top,
yeah,
there's a girder, there's a nip point. Mind you,
yeah, no, you're alright, pal. I've done a few 3-tier drain pipes in my time. Are these stairs an original feature of this place?
No.
Put it in afterwards, like.
We got it from the old milk complex.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, so these stairs are actually from the old milk complex. So, as we go up into the heavens, yeah, oh, you're alright, pal. We can have a look at this incredible place from up above. Just look at it. Wow. Now that is an incredible sight right there, to be honest with you. It really is, mate. You know, you get the proper feeling of the atmosphere of what it would have been like back then, you know. Incredible. Yeah, I know. Well, you can smell it, and then the fag smoke and a nice cup of tea, you know, it's right down my street, all that.
I rather think that I should have been born 100 years ago, because, you know, everything they made, you know, everybody says, the bad old days, you know, and all that. But you look at the material that them people produced and built and made, even though they only got a, you know, 25 bob a week and 18 and 6, the end product, there's no man could have made such wonderful stuff.
Yeah, but just look at that, guys. Can you imagine this if it was an actual mill back in the day, you know, running on steam? You'd have had this stench in the air, you know, blood, sweat, tears, and a lot of injuries. No, it's been a pleasure coming here today, pal, so I totally appreciate you letting us in. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna, all the people who watch my films, obviously there'll be a few extra because this is related to Fred. So, yeah. Yeah, I appreciate it, pal. Nice one for that, Alan. Pleasure to meet you. And that is a proper steam engine fanatics handshake.
Oh, you've got oil on your hands now.
Oh, you're alright, mate, you're alright. Just the sights and the sound, you know, the rumble of that steel beneath your feet. What an incredible experience, and what a life you would have led back in the Victorian era, you know, when these things were first becoming a thing. Incredible to think that these machines in front of us, the scale of them, were all designed by men on the back of matchboxes and cigarette packets. Awesome. So yeah, we pretty much pitched up here, guys, just on the off chance we'd heard on the grapevine that there were you know, a little static engine that once belonged to Fred. Little did we know he was actually the chairman, or one of the last chairmans for the place. So yeah, as we're digging a little deeper in our journey, we're finding a lot more about the old chap. And I'll be honest with you, I'm really enjoying it. Cheers for that, Alan. Yeah, nice one, mate. Take care. Yeah, so what an incredible little adventure that was. I'm going to take you down to the end here so you can actually see this place from side, because it's a rather secluded spot where it's situated. But apparently Alan does private events. You can rent the place out, book the place for you know, whatever you need, parties or whatever it may be, you know. Come down, have a nice sandwich in the cafe and whatnot, and, you know, have a look at some local history and the remnants of the Industrial Revolution. As you can see there, we've got the old Morrisons. Whereabouts is this, Rick? Yeah, whereabouts though? I can't think. But if you look here, guys, we've got this little Morrisons, and I'll show you the side of the place so you get an inkling for whereabouts we are. There we go. Look at that. Bolton Steam Museum. An absolute pleasure to visit it has been. We've run by some incredible people with a lot of dedication and a lot of time for you. So if you want to learn some history and you want a nice little trip out, get yourself down here, because you're in capable hands. And yeah, I think we've added another little gem to our ever increasing amount of footage for this lovely little tribute to one of Bolton's finest. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next video, where we shall be unearthing a little bit more about the history and the life of Mr. Fred Dibnah. Take it easy, man. Peace.